In this class, we are going to talk about the good practices of graphic design. One of the most important parts of graphic design, not only graphic design, but actually any part of design, is to do a proper research. You have to know what the competition of your clients are doing. You have to know how they communicate so you can understand the language of the market, and then you communicate with them. You can use tools like Google Images. Have you ever heard about it? You can use Pinterest, even go to the street, go to stores and look to what the competition of your client is doing. And yes, you have to find inspiration. You have to know what you are doing. You are not creating things from zero, from scratch, from your head. If you just sit on your computer and you start drawing stuff and you start designing from nothing, you are probably going to have one of these two stuff. You're either going to have a bad design because you don't understand anything about the competition in the area that you are working with, or you are just going to create this amazing piece of graphic design that doesn't fit this client and this job. So make sure that you do the proper research before you actually start designing. After you're doing all the research that you needed, you are going to create your mood board.
A mood board is basically an artboard filled with all the reference and inspirational work that you could find in your research phase. You can use any software you want to create it. You can use Illustrator, Photoshop, or any other you like to use. You can even don't use software at all. You can print all the reference and all the inspirational work and stick it to a paper where you're going to look whenever you need inspiration. The mood board is so important because it's the first creative step on your work, and it also will guide you throughout all the process. It's going to give you the guidelines, it's going to point you to the right direction where you should go with all your design work.
And after you're completing the mood board, you will create something that's called Stylescape. Stylescape is a level up from your mood board. You are going to take every single element that you have on your mood board and you are going to work with it. You're going to cut it, you're going to make a color selection, you're going to start searching for type for your project, typefaces, type family, and you are going to create a stylescape that's going to be the rule for your project. It's going to be the compass for your project. One of the best practices is involving your client in your projects, but not too much. And what I mean here is, okay, you are going to include your client on a job, but they're not going to be sitting on your side and telling you everything that you should do, because you are the one who are supposed to know what must be done. And if the client knows more than you, why they are hiring you? Let them do it themselves. And how do you include the client on the job? You are not going to create only one stylescape. You are going to create 4 or maybe 5 stylescapes that are completely different from each other. They will have different typefaces, colors, shapes, communication, everything. Just make several directions to the work and present all of them to your client. You'll present 4 to 5 different stylescapes so they can pick one, and you make sure that you keep it clear about the stylescape being the thing that's going to guide you in your work. It's going to be the Bible of your work, so they must choose the right one. Okay, but how do I do a stylescape if I don't know anything about design yet? So now that you know what you have to do, I will explain you how to do it, okay? The exercise of this course is going to be a stylescape. We are going to create a stylescape for a fictitious brand that are going to create on the end of this course. And to create this stylescape, we are going to talk about the basics of graphic design from now. In the next video, we are going to talk the very basics of color in graphic design.